Alright, get ready because this story, it's kind of wild. Meet Jude, just your average 7-year-old, chilling with her twin Taryn and older sis Vivian, munching on fish sticks, watching TV, a casual suburban vibe. But then, bam, a strange man shows up at their door, and not just any guy, he looks like he's straight out of a fairy tale, complete with those I mean business vibes. As Maddox busts into their house, Eva freaks out like, "Hide, Jude!" So who is this guy? Turns out his name is Maddox. He's Vivian's dad, and spoiler alert, he's Faye. Apparently he and Eva used to be married, but she faked her death to escape him and ran off to the human world with Vivian. Jude's human dad, Justin, isn't having any of this, so he charges in with an axe all, "You shall not pass!" But slash! Maddox ends him just like that. Eva tries to run, but Maddox's sword catches her too. After the dust settles, Maddox like, "Pack up, girls, we're off to Fairy, where you'll live in total luxury." So they hop on some magic horses and wave goodbye to their fish sticks and catch up forever. Vivian swears she'll hate him forever. Jude punches him, very bravely. And Taryn just cries over their mom. Tragic, right? Flash forward to where Jude fills us in on life in Fairy. Turns out Fairy is both beautiful and deadly. No fish sticks, no ketchup, no TV, just enchantments and fey creatures who think humans are playthings. Fast forward 10 years, now 17, Jude is Maddox's adopted daughter and he's a redcap, a fey with serious violent tendencies, working as the High King's general. So Jude and Taryn are kinda nobility here, but since they're human, they basically don't fit in, like at all. Fairy is a non-stop parade of shady politics and deadly fey creatures who can't lie but sure know how to make your life a living nightmare. But here's the tea. Jude wants to prove herself. She doesn't want some comfy life through marriage. Nope, she wants to be a knight, gain respect, earn her place. And she's only 4 days away from a tournament that could be her big chance. Only problem? She hasn't exactly asked Maddox for permission. Good luck, girl. Speaking of Maddox, Jude's got complicated feelings about him. He did kill her parents, but he also raised her, read her bedtime stories, even taught her about honor. It's like, thanks for the sword skills, but you also kind of murdered my family. She's torn between hating him and wanting his approval. Taryn, on the other hand, just wants to keep the peace, like a model citizen of Fairy. And then there's Oriana, Maddox's new wife, who has all the warmth of a fridge door. She's got a little son, Oak, whom she guards like he's a golden egg. Jude and her sisters treat him like a little bro, but Oriana's all, "Don't you dare even look at him, funny!" Now, let's talk about the High King's Ball. Everyone who's anyone is there. The High King's Eldred children are all in attendance, including Prince Carden, aka the Cruel Prince. This guy's got swagger and attitude for days, and oh yeah, he's got an actual tail. Carden is Jude's arch nemesis, and he's got an equally nasty squad. Valerian, the absolute psycho, Nicasia, Princess of the Sea, who's gorgeous but vicious, and Locke, a fox-like flirt who's all about the drama. So while at the party, Carden's crew spots Jude and Taryn, and Valerian pulls this middle school bully move, grabbing Jude's hair and mocking her humanness. Carden's not satisfied with just a little teasing though. Nope, he goes hardcore, ripping the wing off of some poor fey who didn't bow to him, tossing it aside like yesterday's garbage. Jude's burning with anger, but she knows she has to keep her cool. For now. Afterward, Jude and Taryn try to have a peaceful picnic, human things. But of course, who shows up? Yup, Carden and his squad, ready to ruin their day. Carden kicks dirt all over their food, Valerian sneers, and Nicasia, oozing with attitude, says, "Eat the dirt, Jude. It's exactly where you pathetic humans belong." Rude! Jude can't take it anymore. She's done being stepped on, insulted, mocked, so now she's dead set on the tournament, and if the Fey nobles don't like it, she'll make them watch her prove herself anyway. So Jude's mortal, right? Meaning she's technically weaker than any Fey that breathes near her? Carden, our resident cruel prince, with his "I'm so dangerous" attitude, loves reminding her of it. When she snaps back, he gives her this smug smile, all, "I could make you do whatever I want." The audacity. Valerian piles on, kicking dirt on their food like an absolute psycho, and they tell her to drop out of the tournament. Jude? She's not backing down, basically saying what? Scared I'll win? Poor Taryn's mortified, though. She scolds Jude, begging her to chill before she ends up dead, but Jude's done with being a scared little mortal. She's going to prove herself. Later, they head back and find Vivian in panic mode over a sprite infestation, only in Fairy, right? Jude also notices Vivian might have a human girlfriend in the mix. Love life drama in the Fae world? Just what this story needed. Then at dinner, Maddock, our bloodthirsty Fae dad, drops a bombshell. The High King's planning to abdicate. He's clearly hyped for a new ruler, and Jude takes a deep breath and finally asks for permission to join the tournament. Maddock's reaction? You're no killer. Ugh, ouch! Jude's crushed, but secretly vows to show him just how wrong he is. Next day, Jude goes all petty queen and salts Cardin's food. Bad move. He and his buddies ambush her and Taryn, dragging them into the river like, we'll show you, mortal girl. Cardin even dangles Taryn's safety to test Jude's loyalty. Jude urges her sis to stay out of it, and Taryn was like, later bitch, leaving Jude to fend for herself. Brutal. Vivian then decides her sisters need a mental health break. They head to the mortal world. They meet Vivian's clueless human girlfriend, Heather, who has no idea Vivian's dad is a Fae warlord. Jude feels out of place in the human world, though. She's spent too long playing Fae politics to vibe with mortals. She punches a human guy who flirts with her, and yeah, Fairy is just home now. Tournament day arrives. Jude's hyped. Even though Maddock forbade her from competing, she fights fiercely and wins. But Cardin's so salty he corners her after and grabs her by the throat, all beg me for mercy. Jude, she stands tall, firing back with, you're a fancy prince with everything to lose. I've got nothing. Boom. He's shook. And then, plot twist, Prince Dane, the good prince, shows up. He's like, you'd make a great spy, Jude. Offers her a charm to protect her from Fae enchantments as long as she serves him. Jude's all, yes, please, God, immediately. Yes, I'm so tired of being glamored and Cardin's a menace. Please give me that charm right now. Now she's officially in the game, ready to take on Fairy one sneaky badass move at a time. Jude's officially sworn into Dane's shady court of shadows, so now she's full-on Fae spy. Her first mission? Sneak into Psycho Prince Balkin's nasty mansion and see what he's hiding. With the Roach, a scarred goblin mentor who somehow got a velvety voice, Jude goes undercover as a servant at Hollow Hall. Inside, she's horrified to see a lineup of human servants looking dead-eyed and enchanted. While snooping, she finds a letter about some killer poison, the blusher mushroom, classic can kill a Fae type stuff. Then she has to dive under a desk when Balkin and Cardin burst in, and she gets a front row seat to Balkin bullying Cardin. Yeah, Jude's mean girl tormentor, he's got a vicious big brother problem. Back at Dane's court, Jude spills her intel, and they all figure Balkin's plotting to steal the throne. Jude trains with her new squad, the Ghost, a master in sneaky shit, and the Bomb, Explosives Queen, and finally feels like she's got a place. But then Locke, the resident fairy heartbreaker, pops up to flirt. Jude skips class with him, gets her first kiss, and feels pretty damn good about it until Taryn yells for dinner, breaking up their little moment. Later, Taryn grills Jude on her love life, so Jude throws it back at her, saying she knows about Taryn's secret fairy love affair, who apparently plans to propose at the coronation. Then Jude pulls out an Alice in Wonderland book she swiped from Cardin's room. Later that night, she finds a disturbing note in it. Cardin's been scribbling her name like a lovesick stalker. Jude, 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 Jude. We're talking next level creep vibes. Next day, a fairy seamstress named Brambleweft shows up at Jude's house with some freaky fabrics for the coronation. Jude's thrilled, but lets Taryn have the fabric she wanted because sister issues. At school, Cardin is giving her his usual death glares and Locke's throwing her flirty glances. Cardin, still bruised up from Big Brother Balkin's punishment, and Jude, being the badass she is, starts building her tolerance to fairy poison, just in case. Then Valerian, Cardin's psycho friend, tries to glamour her into jumping off a tower. Thanks to her spy charm from Dane, she's immune, and she ends up stabbing Valerian to death with her iron knife. Not sorry about it either. She turns to Locke for comfort, and he delivers a breakdown of each friend's personality flaws. Nicasia's hungry for power, Valerian's bloodthirsty, and Cardin's a walking dumpster fire of self-loathing. Locke then invites her to his estate where they get cozy until a hedge maze party interrupts. At the party, Jude spots Cardin hammered and glaring like he has a personal grudge against her whole existence. Nicasia mocks her, stirring the pot. The training, poison immunity sessions, and spy work are draining her, but Jude's tougher and growing closer to Locke. One night, she finds a golden acorn with a warning from Locke's dead mother, Liriope, protect him. Jude takes it as a cue to snoop again, sneaking back to Balkin's estate. There, she meets Sophie, a drugged human girl. She tries to help Sophie escape, but Sophie freaks out, falls into the ocean, and drowns, leaving Jude gutted and pissed. So the next morning, Jude, she's dragged to Prince Dane. And let me tell you, he is not handing out gold stars for bravery. Nope, he's furious. He's all, oh, so you're risky, huh? and uses glamour to make Jude stab her own hand. Yeah, that's right. And Jude, she's gotta go along with it, feeling that. Ouch! But she's keeping that poker face. Dane's like, show me loyalty, girl. Just when things get super tense, Oriana waltzes in with tea like, oh, am I interrupting? And for one hot second, she gives Jude a little pat, pat of comfort. Thanks, I guess. Later, night falls, and the ghost, yup, our fave assassin buddy, sneaks Jude up to the rafters above the Great Hall. They're crouched like fey ninjas watching the setup for the coronation below. Jude whispers, think Dane's coronation will change things? And the ghost, Max Cryptic, goes, things will be as they always are, but more so. Thanks for nothing, dude. At dawn, Jude buries Valerian's body by the stables, sweaty and so over it. Maddox gifts her a sword named Nightfell, crafted by her birth dad. Maddox even goes misty-eyed, reminiscing about her mom. Jude's all, thanks, but also, you're the reason for my therapy bill. She holds Nightfell ready for whatever's next. Flash forward to coronation time. Jude's fam is decked out. And when they step into the palace, Jude's hit by this wave of glamour overload. Candles doing their bendy artsy thing, fae from every court mingling like it's Coachella meets Versailles, and boom, there's Sophie from the Undersea looking like she got a glow up and a haunting vibe. The roach pops in all mysterious, whispering, keep an eye out, Baelkin's gonna stir the pot. Cue the dance floor. Jude's partner, Locke. Ugh, he's pulling that deep, mysterious, would you love me enough to let me go nonsense. Jude's trying to stay cool, but then she spots Taryn giving him that look. Drama alert 1000. And of course, Carden, the prince of sass and tales, interrupts going, care for a dance, mortal. Honestly, his audacity, chef's kiss. The coronation kicks off, Eldred announces his retirement and is about to crown Dane when, bam, Baelkin storms in and challenges him. Dane says, nah, bro, but then out of nowhere, Maddox steps in and kills Dane, revealing he's actually teamed up with Baelkin. From there, it's brutal. Baelkin kills Elowin, and when Eldred refuses him, Baelkin kills him too. Greenbriars are dropping left and right, red moths are bursting out, it's total chaos. Jude dives under a table when everything goes nuts. She feels a hand grab her. It's Carden. Drunk Carden. He's swaying a bit, but they manage to crawl away together, and in the middle of all the chaos, Carden starts spilling his angst about Dane. Jude's like, save the sob story, move. Somehow they crawl through the mess, dodging all the chaos around them, and finally make it to the exit and escape. Once they're safe, Jude corners Carden, knife to his throat. She admits she killed Valerian, yep, she went there, and drags him off to some hidden hallway where she ties him up. This girl, not playing around, okay? Back at the Court of Shadows, the spy squad, Roach, Ghost, and Bomb, finds Carden tied up and they debate, kill him? Jude's like, oh, honey, I run this show now. Back at Maddox, she's greeted by a furious Vivi, but Jude brushes her off. She finds out Taryn, the betrayer twin, is with Locke. Yikes. And they duel, swords and all, until Vivi breaks them up. Maddox then tries to bribe Jude and was like, hey Jude, if you happen to know where Carden is, maybe bring him over. And he's even throwing in some totally tempting bribes, but Jude not biting. Vivi then suggests they move to the human world, but Jude's too deep in Fairy's mess. She's also figuring out some huge secret about Oak, that he's not actually Maddox's son, but Dane's. Oh yeah, and Maddox had Dane killed just to pave the way for Oak to be king, because why not? Jude sees Oak, her little brother, just playing in the garden, totally oblivious, picking poisonous flowers. Fairy problems, am I right? She's left wondering if she can use this cute, clueless kid to get her own power, but she doesn't want him caught in the literal crossfire. Back at the Court of Shadows, she finds Carden untied, chilling and playing cards with her spy buddies like it's no big deal. She tries to look tough, reminding them he's a prisoner, but Carden just smirks like, pour me some wine, love. So she drags him to another room, grabs a crossbow, and points it at him. Crossbow! Carden just grins, nervously saying he gets a little smiley when freaked out. I mean, who doesn't, right? They talk, and it turns out Carden might actually, maybe, possibly have feelings for her. He's all, I hate you because I can't stop thinking about you. She's, of course, eating it up, leaning in, all close, knife pressed to his chin, and then she kisses him. Like the kind of kiss that has her tossing the knife into the desk because it's getting way too real. She steps back, trying to play it cool, but Carden just laughs, still smug. After all this, Jude's weighing her options. Maybe she could strike a deal with Carden to avoid Baelkin getting crowned, but she knows she's knee-deep in fairy politics now, no turning back. So Jude heads back to the Court of Shadows, and the bomb is just hanging out with her explosives, looking cool and ready to help, but only if Jude's plan is clear and ambitious enough. So Jude wakes Carden, drops the plan bomb on him, pun intended, saying he'll help crown Oak as High King, and in return, Jude will make sure he's safe. Carden's suspicious but kinda into it, and he's like, cool, but I want lands, wine, and some lessons in thievery. Jude agrees, though she feels her control slipping as he swears himself into her service with that damn smug smile of his. Now, she's fully committed. They need allies for this whole Oak takes the throne thing, so she heads out, leaving Carden with one order: stay quiet and don't get killed. Ugh. He even warns her as she leaves, try not to get killed, it'd be a bore. Aw, he cares. First, she tries Queen Annet's camp but gets turned away. So much for Fae hospitality. She returns to Carden, who's lying on the grass like the dramatic prince he is, and he points her to Severin, the Alder King's son. Jude finds Severin with his human lover, and she's all, I'm here as the new High King's messenger. He agrees to support her, but only if she finds another ally. Next up, Reuben of the Court of Termites. Yes, termites. She sneaks into Reuben's camp, finding him chilling with his pixie friend Kay, eating noodles. Takeout at a war council? How progressive. Reuben catches her and pulls her inside, but she lays it all out for him anyway. He agrees, but asks for a mysterious future favor from her new king. Jude's got no choice but to say yes, so she's got her allies lined up and returns to Carden ready to set this plan on fire. But the plot thickens. Jude's still wrestling with her family drama, revenge, and protecting Oak. The ghost, back with supplies, is all tense, clearly grieving. Jude's like, here's the plan. We're going to crash Balkin's feast and take the kingdom. The ghost and the bomb are all in, but Jude knows Maddox will flip if he catches her. At dawn, she goes back to Maddox's house, now a total stranger in her own childhood home. She tells Vivi to plan to protect Oak, who's in danger if Maddox becomes his regent. They argue about the risks, and Vivi makes her promise she won't get killed. But who shows up looking all elegant and moody? Taryn. She just closes the door on Jude, leaving her feeling all alone. Then it's go time at Hollow Hall. Jude and Carden roll up all glam and dangerous, but her heart's racing. Balkin and Maddox spot her, expecting to cash in on the Find Carden reward, but she's standing her ground. She even forces Maddox to promise never to hurt Oak, which leads to, yep, a sword fight. And it's intense. Jude's fighting her heart out, but she's not winning. So she pulls a classic, surprise, I poisoned us both. Maddox realizes too late, the poison kicks in, and he's down. The ghost and Roach arrive just in time, finding Jude exhausted but proud. They head into the feast where she smooth talks Balkin, who's clueless she just KO'd Maddox, even offering her a place on his side. Jude feels like a bit of a villain. This victory doesn't feel sweet. Carden's charming it up as usual, but the party is interrupted by chaos, and a literal explosion shakes the hall. A bolt flies, aimed at Carden, and Balkin takes the hit for him. Awkward family bonding moment. When the ghost throws the blood crowd, it lands at Taryn's feet, with Balkin demanding she hand it over. Jude, through pure guts, convinces her to give it to Carden. Balkin escalates with a blade, but the ghost pins him down with a bolt. Jude orders Carden to kneel, and Oak places the crown on his head, and bam! Carden's king! Reuben kneels, the room erupts in cheers, and Jude fades into the crowd. Mission accomplished? More like now the real drama starts. Wink. After all that chaos, Jude takes Oak and Vivi to Target. Yes, Target. Oak's picking out bed sheets and candy, hiding his horns, and Jude's mulling over her mountain of secrets and betrayals. They make pizzas back at the apartment, and Oak's like, will Mom visit? Jude's barely holding herself together, knowing she'll be going back to Fairy alone. At the palace, she finds Carden on the throne, looking every bit the dark, dangerous king, giving her that smug smile as he reminds her of their deal. And Jude, she's wondering if this was worth it, because now keeping him on that throne, that's gonna be a whole new battle.